If you own a roofing company making $500,000 to $2 million per year, and you are sick of paying for every single lead, these are home advisor fees, local service ads, or even Google ads, and you still feel like your phone is not ringing enough, then this video is for you. I'm going to walk you through the exact system we use with other roofing companies to generate over 100 plus inbound leads every single month without spending a single dollar on ads. This is the same strategy we've used for our other clients. It's responsible for generating over $12 million in client-tracked revenue across all of our clients in Canada and the United States. You can go to victorstudio.com. You can see all of our case studies right over there. With this strategy, you will get organic leads that search for you, found you, checked your reviews, and then chose you and specifically. And these are your best jobs because they close much easier compared to other types of leads. And you can get a ton of these without spending more money on ads. If you don't know who I am, my name is Munir. I'm a co-founder of Victor Studio. We do local SEO, and my goal is to help you learn to do it on your own, and then maybe one day we'll work together. So the core idea of this strategy is to have multiple Google business profiles across an entire metropolitan city. A single Google business profile can generate between 20 to 40 leads per month. However, a Google business profile has a certain capped radius. That means that if you want to capture leads in the entire city, you need to have multiple Google business profiles to cover, again, the entire city. So this is an example. This is oldproroofing.com. They're in Fort Worth, Texas, and you can see they have one Google business profile right over here, and then they have another one down south over here. So I know that Texas is a huge market for roofers, and Fort Worth is a huge city. So with this first location over here, if I was to draw out the radius, it would look something like this. Meaning that they're only getting leads in this circle right over here just because of this one Google business profile. And with the second one, they're going to get leads just over here as well. But that still leaves like this whole area right over here. That leaves this area over here. And like even like if I go like even more north in Fort Worth, there's so much more room for opportunity. So this is why you can have like as many as 5 or 6 Google business profiles in a single city. So I'm going to break down exactly step by step what you need to do to have multiple Google business profiles in a single city so that you can get from each one around 20 to 40 calls every single month. Step 1 is you need to max out your current Google business profile. So before we even talking about opening Google business profile number 2, your first one has to be an absolute monster. So what do I mean by this? That means is that it needs to show up in the top results in a local map stand, and I'm going to show you what that means. It needs to have a competitive number of reviews in that specific area, and you need to still consistently get reviews for that location every single month. The last thing that you want is 2 watered down profiles that never show up anywhere because they're both not ranking really high at all. So I'm going to go back to that example of Old Pro Roofing. So I'm going to look at this Google business profile right here. And this is what a local dominator or Google Map scan looks like. So all these pins represent how this company, Old Pro Roofing, ranks for the keyword roofing company near me. So if you're in this area and you search for roofing company near me, you're going to see Old Pro Roofing in the top 3, meaning that they're most likely going to get at least called for the lead if the other 2 especially don't pick up. And then as you get further and further away from this pin, you're going to see that the rankings drop lower and lower. And that's typically because if I was to click on one of these pins right over here, if I click on this 16 pin, you're going to see that there's other roofing companies with their physical address closer in proximity to this pin compared to Old Pro Roofing. And proximity is a huge thing when it comes to Google Maps. That's why you need to have multiple Google business profiles, multiple pins on the map so that you can cover the entire area. If I press on competitors at the bottom left here, you're going to see their average ranking across all of the other Google business profiles, and Old Pro Roofing has the highest average ranking of 6.03, meaning that they have the best ranking in this area for roofing company near me. So this is kind of almost done. You could get more reviews so that you can rank even higher, which is a possible thing. They already have around 233 reviews, which is pretty good. So if they were to get more, this could get more and more green, or they could start looking into the next location, which it looks like they already have, which is this one over here. This one only has 17 reviews so far, and it's in a more dense area. So this one is definitely going to need a lot more reviews until it starts getting some leads. So let's say you only have one Google business profile. Now your question is, how do I find a different pin on the map to start my second Google business profile? So that's when you need to find a real verifiable office. You need a real location, not some PO box and not a virtual mailbox. The best and most cost-effective thing to do is to get a month-to-month co-working space. You need to ensure that it has a closed private office because in the verification video, you're going to need that. And you also need to be able to put on signage and branding on the door. So here's a sample ChatGPT prompt that you can use to find the nearest co-working spaces in your area. So this is what the prompt looks like. I'm a roofing company in Fort Worth. I'm looking for a small co-working space or a small commercial office. Can you do deep research to find me some offices there that I could potentially rent on a month-to-month basis? Mention the address and the price per month. And then it's going to give you a very good list of small private offices. So you can see as cheap as $289 per month. This is the address. And you can use this to verify your Google Business Profile. Once you get your short list of different offices, you want to call them to confirm the details. And once you decide on a location, you have to get the private office and gather all the documents with that address and your company name on it, because you're going to need those if you ever were to appeal a suspension with Google. And you also need to put your company name on the door, or at least for the day that you record that verification video. You can use Vistaprint or Signs.com. You need to get a custom sign with your logo on it so that you can place it on the door whenever you record that video. If you want more details on how to actually verify the Google Business Profile with the video verification, you can check out my video here. It's called How to Get Your Google Business Profile Reviewed. In this video, I break it down in way more details of how to actually find the office, what you need to do, and I actually show an example at the end of me recording the video for my own office so you can follow it step by step. Step number 3 is you need to set up the business name correctly, or get a doing business as license. So you also want the name of this location to help you rank in that area. So what do I mean by this? So you need to acquire a DBA for every single new Google Business Profile that you open. So in the old Pro Roofing example, if I go back here, you're going to see that they have one over here, and then they also have one over here that's way more south, and this area is called Burleson. So if you remember, the average ranking was around 6 for this keyword. If I wanted them to rank higher, especially for the keyword roofing company in Burleson, what I would want to do is I'd want to acquire a doing business as license and get this name specifically. It's called Old Pro Roofing Burleson. So that way, when I add the keyword Burleson into the name of this company, they're going to rank a lot higher. If you don't believe me, look at San Antonio Roofing Company. If you scroll down to the maps, you're going to see that it's no coincidence that the people that are ranking at the top 3 have roofing company and the word San Antonio in the name of their business as well. And even for their other location, they should get the DBA for Old Pro Roofing Fort Worth, so that this one can also rank higher, especially for the keyword Fort Worth Roofing Company. So now you have an additional Google Business Profile that has the name of your service and the name of that location, and this is going to help you rank tremendously. By the way, if you want help figuring out where to put your next profile, whether your current one is actually maxed out or have any leads you're leaving on the table, there's a link below to book a call with my team. On that call, we're going to run through your map scans to see how you're ranked on Google Maps, compare it to the other top roofers in your city, and show you exactly what one more Google Business Profile could do for your lead volume. Link is in the description. Step number 4 is you actually need to create the profile and support it with the website. So once the office and the name is legit and you have all the paperwork, you need to actually create that Google Business Profile with the location's name and address. To actually open up that second Google Business Profile, you want to go to business.google.com/locations, and then you'll see this image right here. And then you can press on Add a Business and then open up your second Google Business Profile. You want to input all the information correctly. You want to add basic photos of your office, pictures of your team, your trucks, anything part of your branding to actually make you legit and stand out. Then you have one small thing that you need to do on the website. So for each location that you open, you need to make a dedicated page on your site for that city and that main service. So Old Pro Roofing has a Google Business Profile in the south of Fort Worth, or called Burleson, and they actually have a dedicated page talking about Burleson Roofing, which you can see right here. It's oldproroofing.com/locations/Burleson. The reason you need this page is that it's usually better if in the website link you have the link to that actual specific page. So if I go to the Burleson location, and if I click on this URL right here, you're going to see that it's going to take me not to the home page, but to the specific Burleson page, which is how your Google Business Profile should be set up as well. This just helps Google connect that this office is tied to these services and to these neighborhoods, which is, again, helps Google understand your company even better. Next is you need to start driving reviews to that brand new profile that you just made, because if you just made it, it has 0 reviews, it's not going to get any leads. So you need to slowly start driving up more reviews. You can do this by leveraging the success of your first Google Business Profile to jumpstart the second. An easy way to do that is for a period of time when you complete jobs from your main source of leads, you want to ask your customers to leave a review on the new Google Business Profile instead of the old one, so you can drive more reviews to that new one. The goal is to get that second profile to a meaningful number of reviews as fast as you can without neglecting your main one. So this is the ranking for Old Pro Roofing's location in Fort Worth, and to see how many reviews that I actually need to get, I can press on competitors right here, and I'm going to see what the top competitors have in terms of reviews. So this person has a ranking of 9, and he's ranking pretty good in this area, and he has 176 reviews. This person is more central, he's ranking well in his area, and he has 550. So I'm going to need roughly at least 80 reviews, this person over here, or 150, all the way up to 200. So this could be like anywhere from a 2 to 12 month project just to get leads consistently from this Google Business Profile. And this process can take months. In a super non-competitive market, it can move faster because maybe you only need around 50 reviews for that new Google Business Profile to start getting lead. In a big metro, you can spend 3 to 6 months, sometimes even 12 months for that second Google Business Profile, depending on how many reviews you get every single month. So what's possible with multiple Google Business profiles? Well, each well-optimized Google Business profile in a decently populated area can realistically drive anywhere from 20 to 40 leads per month. And again, this is all with no ad spend. If the only thing that you're paying for is likely just the office, which is just a few $100 a month. That means with two Google Business profiles, you can get anywhere from 40 to 80 leads per month, and your only cost would be $300 to $800 per month. That means if you want over 100 leads every single month from organic SEO, you need anywhere from 3 to 4 strong profiles across the metro city. And this is a 1 to 2 year project. But again, no one is doing this. Barely anyone knows about it. So that leaves room for you to actually eat everyone's lunch. Meanwhile, to double your leads with ads or HomeAdvisor or anything else, you usually have to double your ad budget, if not even more, because the return on ad spend gets less as you spend more. And usually the new leads are often worse. So most companies don't even know the strategy exists again. And if they do, they're too lazy or they're scared to do it. So is this against Google's rules? I get this question a lot. And the answer is no. This is not some sketchy loophole. Google allows you to have multiple Google Business profiles the same way that a franchise like a McDonald's or any restaurant or any multiple location business does, as long as each location is a real office, it has its own address and signage, and you have papers to prove that. And customers could actually visit the office during the hours, but they won't because you're a roofer. You do all your calls at people's homes. People don't really come to you. So again, if you want help or if you want someone who does this all day for roofers, if you want us to run your stands, pick your locations, and build this with you, hit the link below and book a call with my team. We'll look at your current Google Business profile performance, show you what max out actually looks like in your city, and map out how many profiles in which locations you need to get to 100 leads per month without relying on ads. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.